So, hello everyone and welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope you're all doing well, and a special thanks to Carter for the great introduction. So, let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Harini and I work as a software developer for BoldSign at syncfusion. Before we dive into today's topic, here is a quick intro to BoldSign, a secure, user friendly e-signature platform that helps teams send, sign, and manage documents from anywhere. So, whether you're working with contracts, offer letters, consent forms, or legal agreements, BoldSign makes digital signing fast, reliable, and fully compliant. It also offers powerful features like templates, bulk send, SMS and WhatsApp delivery, and more. So, today we are focusing on one standout feature, identity verification. In a remote digital first world, knowing who signed a document is just as important as the signature itself. Imagine getting a signed job offer, loan document, or medical form. Would you feel confident knowing who actually signed it? That's the challenge BoldSign ID verification is built to solve. It doesn't just collect signatures, it confirms signer identities, stops fraud, and protects sensitive documents from impersonation and legal risk. So, in this session, I'll walk you through some key steps to help you get the most out of BoldSign's identity verification feature. Here is what we will cover. First, I will show you how to enable ID verification when sending documents, and I'll walk you through the signer's verification experience, and we will also explore how to configure the ID verification settings, which includes options like selfie check, live document capture, and I'll show you how to track the ID verification documents and manually verify the signer identities when automatic checks don't succeed. Finally, I'll show you how to download ID verification images for audit records. So let's get started. Let's take a moment to look at some eye opening stats around fraud risk, user threat, and financial matters in the e signature space. First up, fraud risk. Around 70% of enterprises are facing fraud related challenges. That's nearly 3 out of every 4 organizations dealing with some form of identity based fraud. Next, let's talk about financial matters. The global cost of identity fraud is projected to reach $50 billion in 2025. That's a massive financial burden businesses can't afford to ignore. And when it comes to user threat, the pressure to stay compliant is real. So organizations are spending up to $23 billion every year just to meet regulatory requirements and avoid penalties. These numbers tell a clear story. Identity verification is no longer optional, it's essential. So, how does BoldSign ID verification actually work? With BoldSign's ID verification, only the right person gets to sign your document. Before they even reach the signature line, their identity is confirmed through ID uploads, selfie checks, and automated matching. So, you can trust every signature is the real deal. Now let's see a quick demo on how to send a signature request by enabling ID verification in BoldSign. So I'm already on my dashboard page. Let's start by creating a new document. I then upload the required files. I gonna add signer's name and email address. I'm sending it to myself so I can show you how the identity verification works from the signer side. Next I gonna enable ID verification. So here you will find options to customize the ID verification settings. I'll walk you through these a bit later. And for this demo, I'm using CubeFlakes as a mark brand. Just walk you through the brand experience. So when a document is sent out for signature, you will see the CubeFlakes logo and styling. But in your case, whatever brand you have set as default will automatically appear throughout the signing experience. I add the signature field and send the document. The document is now sent with identity verification enabled. See how easy it is, right? Next, let's see how signer completes identity verification and sign a document. As a signer, I received an email to sign a document. I proceed to sign this document, which takes me to the identity verification page since ID verification is enabled for this document. Now I need to verify my identity before signing. I proceed to agree to the terms and continue. I can scan the QR code to verify on my phone or choose to get the link via email or SMS. But for now, I'll continue on this device. I upload the front and back of my ID. This could be a passport, driver's license, or national ID. Next, I'm gonna take a live selfie and proceed. Once submitted, I get confirmation that my identity was verified. Now I'm automatically redirected to the signing page where I complete the document signing. And that's it. See how easily signers can verify their identity and sign documents, keeping your documents safe, secure, and fully authenticated. Alright, now let's take a look at how to customize the ID verification settings. These settings help you control how and when signers verify their identity, and you can adjust them either through your business profile or while setting up a signer for a document. The key settings include ID verification frequency, verification limits, name match tolerance, selfie check, and live document capture. First up is ID verification frequency. So this control how often signer needs to verify their identity when accessing a document. You have three options. Let's see it one by one. First is every access. With this option, signer verifies their identity every time they open the document, even after signing. Next is every access until sign. With this option, the signer need to verify their identity each time they access the document, but only until they have signed it. And the last is once per document, the simplest of all. With this setting, the signer verifies their identity just once. No matter how many times they access the document afterward, they won't need to verify again. It's one and done. With this option, you can set how many times a signer can try to verify their identity. If they fail to verify within that limit, the document will be logged and they won't be able to access it anymore. And the next is name match tolerance. So this setting helps decide how closely a signer's name must match what's on record. We have strict, moderate, and lenient options. Let's look at each one by one. So the first is strict option. This is the most precise setting designed for situations where accuracy is critical. When you choose strict, the signer's name must match the name on their ID almost exactly. Even small differences can cause the verification to fail. For example, if the signer's name is John A. Smith and the name on the ID is just John Smith, that's a mismatch. So the missing middle initial means the verification will not go through. So, if your workflow demands high confidence in identity matching, strict is the safest choice. Next, let's explore the moderate name match tolerance option. This setting offers a balance between strictness and flexibility, and it is designed to accommodate variations in names, especially in the middle, prefix, or suffix part. For example, if the signer's name is Julia Harris and the ID shows Julia Scarlett Harris, the missing middle name is acceptable under moderate rules. Similarly, the Christopher J. Smith and ID name with Christopher John Smith are considered a match. The middle name mismatch is tolerated as the core identity remains clear. However, not all the differences are allowed. So, if the signer is Mohammad Al Fazi and the ID is like Mohammad Al Farsi, the first name spelling variation is too significant and the match is rejected. Likewise, George Bishop A versus George Bishop Arthur involves a last name mismatch, which is not accepted under moderate rules. Next, let's look at how the lenient setting handle name differences. This option is more relaxed and allowed for common variations. So in the first example, the middle name is missing, but that's considered as a match. And in the next example, the first name is spelled differently, but it still counts as a match. In the third example, Alex Jr. Kim and Alexander Kim Jr. Here, too many paths are different and this one doesn't match. And the linear matching is great when you want to allow some small differences, but it still needs the name to be mostly the same. Next, you can enable or disable selfie check. This ensures the person signing is the same as the one on the ID. Next, you can enable or disable live document capture, which requires identity documents to be captured directly using the signer's device camera, ensuring authenticity and preventing uploads of pre-stored images. BoldSign makes it easy to track ID verification documents. Just head to settings, click on subscriptions and under document limit, hit view transactions. You will see a list of related documents. You can filter by ID verification category. You can also choose the date range to filter. Once filtered, the list will show you key details like the document ID, action, and the subscription plan associated with it. Now, here is the important point. Look out for any documents that show a failed verification status. If you spot any, you can manually review them and allow the signer to sign the document directly, or you can reset the verification so the signer can confirm their identity again. Now let's see a quick demo on manually verifying signer identity and download ID verification images. First, let's look at manually verifying signer identity. So I open the document flagged for failed ID verification since we cannot proceed without confirming the signer's identity, especially for legal agreements. I check the recipient section to find who failed verification. Next, I am going to manually verify the signer. We can see the signers uploaded ID images here. I review them for clarity and validity and everything looks good. I proceed to mark them as verified. So signer will then receive an email notification to sign the document and proceed to sign without any additional verification steps. You can also download the ID images for record keeping. For that, go to the context menu and select download verification images. All the images will be downloaded as a zip file, making it easy to store or share securely. And that brings us to the end of the session. Thank you all for joining us today. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the chat. We are happy to assist you. Before we wrap up, if you'd like to stay updated on the latest features, tips, and product images from BoldSign, make sure to follow us on social media. We regularly share updates, how to videos, and helpful content across all platforms. Just search for BoldSign or syncfusion and hit that follow or subscribe button. So, thank you all once again for being part of today's session. I hope it gave you a clear understanding of how to use BoldSign's identity verification feature to securely manage your sensitive documents. If you have not tried BoldSign yet, I highly encourage you to sign up and explore the ID verification feature we discussed today. And it's easy to get started and you can try out the features with just a few clicks. Thanks again for your time and participation. If you have any questions after today's session, please feel free to reach out to our support team anytime via email or live chat. Have a great weekend and thank you.